All right, so we're going to get into this in much more detail on our weekend review program on Saturday. But before we did that, I wanted to draw everyone's attention to a very detailed, lengthy piece which was published on FITSNews today about the federal investigation into the Murdaugh murders, crime, and corruption saga. Again, up to this point, most of the attention has been focused on the state case, particularly the double homicide investigation and upcoming trial in which Alec Murdaugh has been implicated and charged with the murders of his wife and younger son. Now, that case, again, dominating the attention, dominating a lot of the discussion online, but there is a federal case, and in recent weeks, that case has ramped up considerably in intensity as prosecutors and defense attorneys have gone back and forth over what appears now to be a debate over the scope of this investigation. And this is important because I want to rewind the clock here back to last fall. This news outlet published several exclusive reports related to conflicts of interest in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Charleston, South Carolina, particularly conflicts which connected them to the law firm where Alec Murdaugh worked and the Office of 14th Circuit Solicitor Duffy Stone, where Alec Murdaugh was, again, a badge-carrying assistant up until last fall. So these are some serious conflicts. I pointed them out at the time, urged that office there in Charleston to punt the case, to send it up to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Columbia or perhaps Greenville, to let those attorneys take the lead on the case. Apparently, the feds went another direction. They decided to keep that case in Charleston. In fact, the U.S. Attorney's Office told me this week that they sent the conflicts up to Washington, D.C. for review, and that the decision came back that the Charleston office could continue to prosecute this case. Now, we're going to get into a lot more of this on the weekend review, but I did want to point out right now that this is becoming a major issue in this case, as allegations have been raised in the context of this federal case that the federal investigators and prosecutors who are supposed to be pursuing all of the suspects tied to this alleged maze of criminality may not be doing that they may be limiting the scope of this investigation to just Russell Laffitte and maybe one or two other co-conspirators. And there is concern that that's not going to bring the accountability that's required in this case, that those who are ultimately responsible for some of these criminal charges aren't going to be held accountable, that they're going to get away with it. And so, again, a very important distinction, a very important point in this ongoing federal case, and it's tied directly to those conflicts that we talked about. So I encourage you to check out that story on FITSNews and check out our weekend review this coming Saturday for much more information on this developing angle to the story.